Good morning, students. Students, this lesson is of class 8th for the subject of physics, topic formation of image and types of image, which is covered in chapter 7, reflection of light. And this particular topic is on page number 149 of your textbook titled Concise Physics by Selena Publications and is being submitted to you on 17th November 2020. All students may now open page number 149 in front of you. Now, let us start with our first topic for today, that is types of images. Students, there are two types of images. They are virtual image and real image. Now let us study both images one by one. So first, starting with virtual image. Now students, a virtual image is formed when the reflected rays appears to meet behind the plane mirror. It is formed when light rays after reflection do not actually intersect. The reflected rays do not actually intersect, but they appear to diverge from the mirror. Now students, observe figure number 1 on page number 1 of the notes provided to you on 17th November 2020. So observe the figure number 1 where a virtual image is drawn in case of a plane mirror, that is a looking mirror. Now students, in figure number 1, we are having a plane mirror, and in front of plane mirror, we have taken an object AB. From the object AB, we have formed an image PQ behind the plane mirror. This image PQ is virtual image, and students, kindly remember that all the rays behind the plane mirror is always shown dotted, and virtual image is also formed behind the plane mirror, and hence it is also shown dotted. Now let us see how the plane mirror is forming a virtual image in figure number 1. Students, kindly take a pencil in your hand and move along the rays which is being told to you right now. Now, students, see, from point A towards the plane mirror, a ray is incident. And for such ray, you have to show the arrow towards the plane mirror. This ray going towards the plane mirror is known as incident ray. So, we have drawn two incident rays from point A towards the plane mirror. One ray is shown horizontal, while the other ray is shown above the horizontal ray. Now, students, in case of plane mirror, the image formed behind the plane mirror is always at the same distance as the object is placed in front of plane mirror. This is the property of image formed in plane mirror, that the distance between the object and plane mirror is equal to the distance between the image formed behind the plane mirror and the mirror. Both these distances are equal. So, students, when we are forming the image, we will be forming the image at the same distance as the object is placed in front of plane mirror. So suppose distance between A and mirror is 5 centimeter, then the distance between mirror and image will also be 5 centimeter. So students, first you can mark a point 5 centimeter behind the plane mirror at point P. And then after drawing the point, you take a reflected ray from the horizontal ray from point A and draw it dotted until it reaches point P marked by you. After drawing this is a case of normal incidence. Students, what is actually happening? The ray is incident on plane mirror, and in case of normal reflection, the light will be reflected back in the same medium, in the same path. So the reflected light is shown by light number 3 in figure number 1. But this reflected light appears to be coming from behind the mirror from point P. Similarly, the light incident from A inclined at an angle. Here also, the light gets reflected as shown by ray number 1. While doing so, make sure that when the light is reflected backward, it intersects the previous dotted line at point P. These two dotted lines are reflected rays when produced behind the plane mirror. But in actual case, when the light has struck the plane mirror, it has returned back in the same medium. But it appears, students, whenever I say appear, that means the light is produced backward in plane mirror and such an image formed is virtual image. As we have done in the upper point A, in the same manner, we will draw the ray diagram of reflected rays from point B also. So from point B, we will take one ray horizontally and produce it backward till point Q, which is at the same distance behind the plane mirror as the point B in front of plane mirror. So students, kindly pay attention towards the arrows made. One arrow is showing incident ray, that is the ray traveling towards the plane mirror, while the other arrow shows the ray reflected from the plane mirror. After doing this case of normal incidence, now let us take a ray which is making an angle with the horizontal ray at point B. Now students, the incident ray will again reflect back in the same medium as shown by ray number 2. But it will appear that it is reflected from point Q. So students, while showing reflected ray behind the mirror, your scale should be same inclined as it is in front of plane mirror while showing reflected ray. So wherever the reflected rays are intersecting at the top and at the bottom, these will be the 2 points where the image is formed. And since the image is not formed by actually intersection of reflected rays, students see ray number 1 and ray number 3, that is the reflected rays in front of plane mirror. If you produce them ahead, they are diverging away from the mirror. Diverging means spreading away. Similarly, if you see ray number 2 and ray number 1 from the lower part of the object, you can see that ray number 2 and ray number 4 are again diverging in front of plane mirror. It means that these two diverging rays will never meet in front of plane mirror. But if they are produced behind or produced backward, there must be a point where they will intersect. So students, that point is the point where we form a virtual image. So students, a virtual image is erect or upright with respect to the object. Students, erect means straight. That is, it forms the top and lower part of the object at same position. Students, see point A in figure 1. If it is the head of the object, the image is also forming the head at the same point. So that means the object is erect and the image formed is also erect as compared to the object. So now students, pause this audio video for 5 minutes, and in the meantime, it is requested to you to go in front of your looking mirror, that is plane mirror, and observe your image formed by it. At the position of your head, the image is placed, and at the place of your feet in case of image can be seen. So hence, the image is formed upright or erect. It is not upside down or inverted. Now you all can resume further to learn the next topic when you have seen the virtual image formed in front of plane mirror. Now continuing with our second type of image, that is real image. So students, a real image is formed due to actual intersection of reflected rays, and thus it can be obtained on a screen. A real image is always inverted with respect to the object. Now students, in real image, the reflected rays actually intersect with each other in front of plane mirror, and thus it can be obtained on a screen. Students, real image is formed in spherical mirrors, which we will learn in exercise 7C. So first, the main difference between real and virtual image is that in virtual image, the reflected rays were not actually intersecting, while in case of real image, actual intersection of reflected rays occurs. And the second difference can be a real image is inverted with respect to the object, while an erect image is formed if the image is virtual. Now students, such image is formed in special kind of mirror known as concave mirror, and we will learn this kind of mirror in third exercise of chapter number 7. So students, earlier in class 6th, you have heard about pinhole camera. So students, an image formed by a pinhole camera is always inverted. Now what do we mean by inverted? Inverted means upside down. That is, students, see figure number 2. Now here, if the object is shown as AB and if its real image is formed, then the image is shown as PQ. Now students, see, if A is the head of an object, then in its image the head has been shown in lower position. So such an image is the inverted image with respect to the given object. Students, kindly note that a virtual image is always shown dotted in ray diagrams, as we have done in figure number 1 when we have shown image PQ. But in case of real image, the image is always shown with solid line as shown in figure number 2. So in both real and virtual image, the reflected rays always obey laws of reflection. That is, in both the cases, angle of incidence will always be equal to angle of reflection. So students, coming to our next topic, which we have already done in class 7th, our next topic for today is lateral inversion. Now students, the word lateral means sides. So the interchange of the left and right sides in the image of an object in a plane mirror is called lateral inversion. So students, you can see figure number 7.9 given on page number 151 of your physics textbook for further clarity of lateral inversion. Now students, for example, the pocket of a shirt on the left appears to be on the right in the image formed in plane mirror. In figure number 7.9, which is given on page number 151 of your physics textbook, students, there you can see the formation of a letter as an image in plane mirror but shown laterally inverted. So students, there is a letter P written on left side of a plane mirror, that is in front of plane mirror, and its image is formed behind the plane mirror such that the image formed is virtual. And here in this case the letter P is inverted now. Inverted means the P written in front of a plane mirror. So if this is a plane mirror and if you write down a letter P in front of a plane mirror, it will appear in an laterally inverted form. Students, it is not made inverted. It is not upside down. This would have happened in real image. But this is lateral inverted. Lateral inverted means only the sides get changed. So here, if we want to draw a ray diagram of such lateral inversion, what we will do? Students, first of all, take two incident rays from the top point and two incident rays from the lower point in front of a plane mirror. In case of plane mirror, you have to show the silvering at the back side. Moreover, the arrows need to be shown for incident as well as reflected rays. So after drawing the incident rays, now we will draw the reflected rays such that it meets point behind the plane mirror C. Now what we will do? Students, to draw the diagram accurately, what you can do? You calculate the point here. How much centimeter is the distance? So the same distance you take behind the plane mirror and draw a point. Suppose this is the point as shown with red color. Now you take this incident ray hitting the plane mirror, draw a refracted ray, and this reflected ray needs to be joined behind the plane mirror in the same direction, C, like this. And after that, you can take an eraser and erase it from between such that this ray forms a dotted image. Now students, further in the similar fashion, you take the reflected ray, join the incident point with the point behind the plane mirror and produce it in front of the plane mirror. And draw the arrows of reflected rays and then take an eraser and make the ray behind the plane mirror as dotted. In the similar way, you will draw the ray from the point of incidence behind the plane mirror and produce it in forward direction. Similarly, for the last ray, we will draw the same thing and then produce it in forward direction. So when you are producing it in forward direction, it is your actual reflected rays, while the rays drawn behind the plane mirror is the ray which appears to come from the plane mirror. After taking an eraser, you can show them dotted. And after doing it, draw a virtual image of letter P behind the plane mirror. So this is the way you draw a ray diagram. So students, note that the lateral inversion observed in plane mirror is similar to the inversion that occurs on a blotting paper used to dry ink while writing. Students, you all can try this at home. Write down your name on a blotting paper. The individual letter obtained on the blotting paper cannot be read directly, but it can be read by seeing its image in a plane mirror. Students, now you may all open page number 152 of your physics textbook and observe the ray diagram given in figure 7.10, where lateral inversion of alphabet P is shown. The incident ray, after striking the mirror, gets reflected from the mirror's surface and diverges away. But if such rays are produced behind the plane mirror, they intersect each other and an image is formed there. It should be noted that image formed is behind the plane mirror and hence it is shown dotted as it is a virtual image. Now students, pause the audio for 5 minutes and write down all the alphabets whose lateral inversion is not observed in plane mirror despite the fact that lateral inversion has taken place. So students, I hope you all must have written the answer by now. So let us check your answers. So the answer is letters in capital R, A, H, I, M, O, T, U, V, W, X, Y. These are the letters in which lateral inversion is not noticeable since their image remains unchanged because each of these letters has a symmetry about a vertical line passing through the midpoint of the letter as shown in figure number 3. It can be seen that a capital alphabet A, if there are two sides, let it be left and right side, and the vertical axis is passing through the vertex of A. So now students, if we interchange side 1 with side 2, we will not be able to see any difference because the figure is symmetric. That is, the figure is similar about the vertical line shown in dotted. So if side 2 comes on left side and side 1 goes to right side, So students, imagine the rotation of the side, keeping the vertex at the same place. Then you can see the diagram shown in which side 2 is now on left side, while side 1 has occurred on right side. So if you compare the two diagrams of letter A, you will see that no change is observed for letter A. And similarly, no change will be observed for all other symmetric letters which are A, H, I, M, O, T, U, V, W, X and Y. All letters in capital. So now students, further pause the audio and video and write down the answer to the question which I am going to ask you right now. So students, your first question is, why are the letters in front of an ambulance are written laterally inverted like shown to you? Also write down the reason, and after writing the answer, you can resume the interactive session and check your answer further. So students, when you see an ambulance in any country, in ambulance at the front, the letters are written laterally inverted. Why so? So the letters are written in an inverted form such that if a vehicle is going in front of ambulance, watches it from the rear view mirror, which is a plane mirror, then the ambulance word can be seen again with lateral inversion, such that now the word lateral inversion will help the person to read the word in an easy manner. So students, as you can see here, the word is written in inverted form in front of an ambulance, but when seen through a plane mirror, that is a rear view mirror, the already inverted letters will be inverted again. That means if the left is changed to right again, then you will get a correct formation to write down the word ambulance. So students, the front of an ambulance has letters written in inverted form. It is done so that the driver of the vehicle moving ahead of the ambulance reads the word laterally inverted as correct formation of ambulance in his rear view mirror. Now students, coming to the characteristics of the image formed by plane mirror. Students, these characteristics we have already done in class 7th in chapter light. So students, first of all, I request you all to see yourself in your looking mirror, that is plane mirror. See what kind of image is seen, and now raise your right hand and see in your image. Left hand rises there. So now let us write down the characteristics of image formed by a plane mirror. So, the first characteristic is the image formed is erect or upright. Students, see where your head is, at the same position the head is coming in your virtual image formed behind the plane mirror. So the image formed is erect, and whenever the image is erect, the image formed is said to be virtual. Moreover, the image is behind the screen, or you can say behind the plane mirror. The size of image is same as that of size of object. Students, when you stand in front of plane mirror, the image formed will be having same height as the height of yours. If your height is 5 feet, the height of image will also be 5 feet. It can neither be 2 feet tall or 6 feet tall. The height of the image will be same as the height of the object. Similarly, the fourth characteristic is the image formed in plane mirror is laterally inverted. That is, the left and right sides are interchanged. And this particular point we have already discussed in detail earlier today. The fifth and last characteristic is the image is as far behind the plane mirror as the object is in front of it. Suppose the object is at a distance of 2 meters in front of plane mirror, then the image is also placed behind the plane mirror at a distance of 2 meters. Students, when you go closer to the plane mirror, your image also comes closer. And when you go away from the plane mirror, the image also goes farther away from the plane mirror. So now coming to some uses of a plane mirror. Firstly, as a dressing mirror or a looking mirror which you are using in your home. Secondly, in the optician's room, to double the effective length of the room, a mirror is kept on the opposite wall of the room. So students, the second point will be studied in detail in second exercise of chapter 7. Third use of plane mirror is it is used in periscope and kaleidoscope. And fourthly, the plane mirror is used in solar heating devices such as solar cooker, solar water heater, etc. A plane mirror is used to reflect the incident rays from the sun on the substance to be heated. So students, just for your understanding, see figure number 5. It is a block diagram of a solar cooker. Here, a rectangular box is made and a bowl is kept in which we have placed an object to be heated. On the rectangular box, we have placed a glass sheet. Students, it is a glass sheet and not a mirror. So, at the top of the rectangular sheet, I have placed a glass sheet above the container to be heated. And the lid of the solar cooker is open. And on the lid at the top, we have placed a plane mirror. And this plane mirror acts as a reflector. So students, all the incident rays from the sun falls on the plane mirror, and after striking the surface of plane mirror, all these incident rays goes after reflection towards the object to be heated. And in this manner, we get all the rays reflected, concentrated on the object which we are heating. So here the plane mirror is acting as a reflector. So students, with this, I come to an end of this interactive session. You all are requested to go through the given notes again and try the tick-marked questions in your physics notebook. So you have to draw a ray diagram of question number 12 given on page number 154, and then write down answer to question number 13 and 14 given on the same page, and then try the numerical number 1, 2, 3 and 5. Thank you, students.